goes out to you, you. This goes out to you. This goes out to you. This goes out to you and you. This goes out to you. This goes out to you.
Hello world. Yeah, I've been there before. On the edge of the ledge. Eyes focused on floor. I've grown a lot since then. Lost love and found more. Trying to be a better me. Quit smoking Newports.
What's going on, everybody?
Trying to be all soft and sensual. Just here 2 seconds ago cursing my ass out.
Listen, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this week's episode of Grown Talk with Goddess. Thank you. Thank you. Truth and I were here. We've been here for a little bit, talking with each other, vibing with each other. We got the event coming up I'm excited about, August 17th. We were talking about that. I got flyers, so you're going to see me. I'm going to be handing you out flyers for it. I want as many of y'all who want to meet all of us to please come out and support. But besides talking about that, he put me on to something, and I wanted to publicly apologize to him as, you know, the truth, and as this being, you know, his whole entire creation and network, and this is all him, and the lack of respect that I have given to him from basically day one in regards to showing up for work on time. So I will say in front of you guys, in front of Truth, who's sitting across from me like with the biggest smile on his face, that starting next Saturday, I will be here when I'm supposed to be here, so that I am here to deliver to you guys when I am supposed to, and when as advertised at 7 p.m. Today was my fault, and so was last week, and the week before, and the week before that.
You wasn't even here the week before that. Shout out to Prodigy, she's in there early. Shout out to everyone else listening in. Again, we apologize for the late start today, but we had to have a great conversation. And it wasn't as bad as guys is putting off to be. It was just more lines of, we have not just August 17th event. For those who don't know, we will be 350 Passaic Ave, August 17th, starting at 5:30 p.m. An event's going the entire night. From us having our shows to us partying. So if you are in the tri-state area and you would love to party with us, meet us, be on camera, come out to 350 Passaic Ave in Nutley at the Huddle Sports Bar. It's a great location. The Totones is off the fucking hook, I'm telling y'all right now. I get the Totones no matter what I eat there. I gotta have those as a side. She's just popping. And I will tell for my fellas, because you know this is something we need to know. The bartenders are heavy-handed, fellas.
Oh.
So you're gonna enjoy your evening, your night. But again, like I said, look out. We have a lot of on-location events coming up. A lot of other different things coming up. My time as of next week will be opened up free. We'll be graduating from school.
Yay!
Thank you. So we'll be having a lot more time to do a lot more things.
I'm gonna get it together.
Y'all just continue to support. Like I said, we have the Goddesses show. We have Extra Topics, Jeff Shear's show. We have What is the Definition of Love. We have a couple more shows. Can't say until we dot the I's and cross the T's, but we're going to continue to have fun and continue to bring y'all some greatness.
Hey, and I just wanted to mention that last week, but it would have really been like on a Thursday, but it was on a Saturday. Anyway, we've been doing the show a year.
Really? You should have said something like we'd have been pushing and a whole bunch of other things.
It's been a year. I'm excited. That feels good.
It does.
I still remember, like going into the whole idea of doing this in front of everybody and being able to maintain and,
No, it was crazy because I was at an event with E. Shout out to E.
Shout out.
And I ran into Goddess. And, she was doing her little management thing with her DJ there, whatever.
Yeah.
And, I was like, we are looking for some new things. And, we reached out to other people who, obviously, it wasn't for them.
Right.
And I hit her up, and, she was all for it. And we ran with it. It was kind of crazy because it happened so quick.
Yeah.
It was like, yo, would you? Yes.
Absolutely. Yo, I have wanted an opportunity like this for a long time. It's one thing to be on Facebook and you're going live and you got the people there and they're, hyping you up.
And that's sad. So many people are doing it. It like drives me crazy. But understand, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yes. But this was definitely a dope idea for me, and I have enjoyed the past year of being here with you guys. You guys went through a whole pregnancy with me, and
forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yo, listen, I started. Well, the show started in July, but I had gotten pregnant in like the end of June, early July. So I had literally just found out I was pregnant and vowed to keep it a secret for like the first.
Did, yo. You super did.
I didn't.
You and Michelle, y'all kept that. Y'all did the
gender reveal
here and stuff. We were a part about that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Prodigy. I appreciate it. She was saying congratulations for
Thank
school.
you.
But yeah, it was cool, man. It's definitely been great. Damn, it didn't feel like a year. It's been like a couple of months.
No, it's been a
but
year.
Like, what people have to understand about me, I literally, Monday through Friday, only sleep 3.5 hours tops.
Wow. I believe him.
And between, this and, like I said, work and school and carrying the business and stuff like that, it takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
So, getting school out of the way, I get at least 5 to 7 hours back a day.
Yeah.
So, but I'm still probably going to go to sleep 3.5, 4 hours because, now it's time to build this business up.
Yeah. Aww. And I'm excited for everything that he's got planned. And I'm going to be there,
Absolutely.
I'm going to be there. I've loved being here for the past year, and I just wanted to not forget to mention that, but...
No problem. Also, we will be all the shows will be letting you know their topics. Shout out to Avia and Tamika. They will be trying to come up.
Yay, that's gonna be so dope.
That would be super dope.
Absolutely.
And if they do, we're gonna rock out with them. We're gonna have them do their thing. So I want everyone to see these two wonderful characters.
Yes.
Do what they do and have fun and do a lot of greatness because there's enough for everyone to go around.
Yes.
You know what
yes.
I mean? There is no hate over here.
No, absolutely not. All right, guys. So, interesting week on Facebook. I physically have been completely wiped out from my vacation, so I couldn't really come up with... Look, I went poor, basically, a.k.a. poor.
Poor, rich-ass motherfucker.
Took me a long time to save up what I saved, and I just watched it go down the drain so
People
fast.
go on vacation with $50 million and shit.
Yo, it was sad. Yo, I will never take my kids on vacation again. I don't care how much they beg. Maybe
Don't say that.
We should have started off slowly. We started off
not that.
with Disney. You can't go to Disney with that many fucking people and not expect to spend a crazy ass amount.
Nah, I would say this. Me and my mother haven't had the greatest of like relationships or whatever, but she did take me to Disney World and stuff like. So there's a lot of things I remember, and those memories will last forever, and that's those memories your kids will tell their kids, and so forth and so forth. And you have started something to where now your kids are going to want to bring their kids
Yeah.
to an event like that. So it was a great thing. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
What's good, Juju?
Hey, Juju.
What's up, Craig?
Hey, Craig.
We're gonna having that, and it's a wonderful thing because you started a trend, but a great trend where it's a family bonding event.
Right.
It wasn't like you started a event of stealing your daughter's men, or like a lot of seriously a lot of shit that goes on, unfortunately, in some homes. So that was a great thing, and it was good that you did it.
Thank you.
And at the end of the day,
I hope it feels like
it's
that.
called money because it always comes back. It always comes in. You'll always bring it back, work, do what you got to do. So it'll be good.
You know what? The saddest part is that I can't even afford a slice of pizza right now. And for
snap, Avia's coming.
Oh, Avia is coming. Hey, boo, yo.
Shout out to you ladies again.
That would excite me the most.
I'm going to inbox you ladies. We're going to have a conversation three-way to prep. I want to get you ladies photos. We're going to start promote. Have your ladies come up here. You work on your topic for the event in the evening, and send your ladies the links where everyone can find you. And these ladies are coming up from Atlanta, Georgia. So shout out to them. Again, I've already prepared someone to do hair and makeup, so you ladies just have to show up.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. We're gonna have a good time, man. It's gonna be really good to see the girls. I've known Tamika and Avia for a long time. It's gonna be real good to see them. Those girls right there, they know me.
Okay.
They know me. So don't be surprised about whatever tricks they may have up their sleeve to kind of get me to come out of my shell, or the shell they know me as. It's like that movie Girls Trip. Like, you can't be fake around certain people because they know you.
I ain't fucking with you, Tamika.
What'd she say? What her silly ass say?
No, I guess we was talking about topics, and she was saying 3 ways you nasty. I like it.
Go Tamika.
Hey, if that's what y'all want to do, we're going to do it, yo.
Hey.
It is what it is, but I want y'all getting in trouble when y'all go back home. Don't start no shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's exciting to hear. You guys have no idea. So I look forward to that.
Definitely.
We're going to have a good time.
What topic are we starting with?
All right, so we're going to start with the topic that I put up on Facebook this week in regards to men and DNA. The DNA.
DNA one?
The DNA one.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Because I put the other one up and all that.
It's okay.
There we go.
Okay. All right. So I want to start out by saying this. I used to work for a very, 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 very well-known company that in which I used to perform hundreds of DNA tests on Tuesdays and Thursdays for this company. And there's a certain protocol that needs to be followed when you have a DNA test. Every single time you're ordered a court order test, and this is before they had the DNA test that you take at home, the little quick ones that don't hold up in a fucking court of law at all. They send you to
I'm glad you said that, because a lot of people swear that shit is golden.
No, it's not. It doesn't hold up in the court of law. And in fact, they've had so many problems through DNA diagnostics and DDC companies to the point where you'll find them now, but they've been renamed to different things because they've had so many different issues in processing, in the way they process their specimens. In a store-bought DNA test, you're given 2 swabs, you're given 2 envelopes, paper envelopes, and the basic directions are, and the way you do a DNA test is you swab the inside of the cheek. They're looking for tissue to come off the inside of the cheek and be on the swab. Then if you know anything about contamination, which a lot of us, do not. We're taking the damn DNA test. We're thirsty. We don't know what's going on. We need to find out. Or, in some cases, dude is sneaking it. I mean, I've heard stories, but, he's sneaking to have the DNA test done, whatever. Things get crisscrossed. You're not sure. So, courts paid companies like the one I worked for to do individualized and family DNA tests. Everybody that comes in has to show us an ID. We have to take a picture of them, and and a social security card. You got to have your social security card. Or if you don't have a social security card, we accept passports for some. Whatever it is, it's got to be 2 forms of ID, and we take a picture. For the company that I've worked for, you'd be amazed to hear how many times I've had guys offer me thousands of dollars to get out of paying child support, which is unfortunate. But it's the last thing that you would think a guy would do, especially because if it's court ordered, you feel like as a woman you have some type of power to, get this done. It has to be done. I mean, I'm a woman who's ready to push this shit on niggas. I want you to do this because I don't want to hear nothing. But there are some women who that's not the case with them. Either they don't want to do it. They put a guy on child support. He petitions the court for a DNA to ask or to get more time to have to come out his pocket, whatever the reason. So I came across an article on Facebook, and it was one that drove me crazy. It generated a lot of responses from everybody. But basically, the way the topic started out was, like, who's out there sucking dick to trick having to pay child support, or to trick having to be not responsible for maintaining, paternity.
I think you gotta explain that a little better. All right, so
Okay.
I gotta help you out, fellas, because ladies ain't as sensitive as it need to be when it comes to certain things. So there's things going around saying that they have men that are going through a lot of hoops, jump rope. They're jumping out of airplanes, parachuting. They're trying everything in their power to come up with someone else's DNA just in case they are the father, so they won't get hit with child support cases. Yes. So there was something going around saying that guys were going down on other guys or kissing other guys to have that other person's DNA in their mouth prior to them immediately going in for a DNA test, because the DNA will pick up multiple DNAs.
Absolutely.
And the way that DNA thing works, because it's picking up multiple DNAs, it's going to come up as negative.
Exactly. That's exactly it. So I posed the question on Facebook, and I posted up the post just to see what people said. Again, as I said, I worked for a company where I did DNA tests. I have been offered money many times by these guys. And it's not ever like crazy amounts of money. I got offered $2,000 one time, by this dude. And it's crazy because he used to live up on Prospect Avenue in Hackensack. Like, he was a rich guy. He had a good job. The kid looked just like him. I don't even understand why he would put her through that.
You'd be amazed. There are unfortunately a lot of kids out here that look like the guy that come out that they're not the father.
You better get the hell out of here. Stupid. But it's crazy, the leaps and bounds that guys are going through. So I basically said it's a new reality, and we need to be aware of it. Some guys, I don't know what it is. This generation is not the generation that I grew up in. It's changed a lot. Stuff like this we wouldn't have had to worry about back in the day.
Well, it definitely is a brand new generation. I will say that.
Yeah.
I think what's really happening a lot of times, we've gotten away from accountability. Mm-hmm. I remember when our parents were, it was their day and time. You couldn't you couldn't sleep with a woman unless you were able to marry her.
Right. That's how it's.
You know what I mean? So, you know, in order to get pussy, you had to marry.
Yep.
Nowadays, you know, everyone's giving it up for. There's no reason for no one to stay around
Right.
or to put in true commitment.
Right.
Because before you had to, again, you had to speak to the parents, you had to sit down at dinner. They had to, you know, pretty much court you before they even let you speak to the daughter. You know, and
still be
you
that
had
way,
to have, you know, a way to provide. You know, we went from that, and then I remember where guys wouldn't tell a woman, they'd tell them everything in the world, but they wouldn't tell them they love them. That's the one thing they wouldn't, and now it just comes out the mouth so freely.
Yeah, it does. It does.
So, you know, it's not really,
Yeah.
I guess, it's not a way to where, you know, you can tell if someone's being genuine or not.
Yeah, I'm gonna slap Tony.
What up, Tom?
Yeah, I'm gonna slap him. He just texted me and said my cleavage line is longer than his arm. So I wanted to get into some of the comments that some of the people wrote on this. Juju, aka Zachary, who's on, and he commented. He called these men nasty ass Fruit Loops. It's the norm now. It's not abnormal. This is what society has accepted, and if this is what society has accepted, then you know what can you do? It should never be in the back of any woman's mind. In the back of her mind, you know, I'm going to the court for a DNA test. I hope to God my baby's father isn't out there trying to, you know, slip up DNA, because that could potentially mess somebody's life up for a long time.
Me personally, that shit wouldn't even phantom into my mind. But again, as far as accountability, you know, I mean, like, sex creates children. You don't have to ejaculate into a young lady to get a woman pregnant, because a lot of good dudes leak heavily. And you know, you release pre-cum fluids, and you know, a lady can get pregnant on that. So we have that, but you know, they're not using condoms. You know, oh, so good, I just had to, this and that, and again, there's no accountability.
It's true. Avia commented on this post. She gave me like little sick face emojis. Yes, Avia, this is what people are doing, man. People are doing this to avoid from having to be a father.
I mean, could you imagine? Like, I'm really trying to, because when I saw you posted, I'm trying to imagine in my mind what or how bad or what mental capacity you would have to be in to be on your way to the courts or to a court-appointed DNA and be like, I'm not trying to pay child support, and then the one thing that pops in your mind is sucking dick. You know what I mean? It's just like, because it's like, do you just want to, you know, go at it for a few seconds? You want to just bust a full load in your mouth, or like?
All right, let's think about it like this. How many of us have gone for job interviews and they send us directly over to a lab to get tested, our urine tested right away?
You know how much money I made off of that?
Yo, do you know how much money I've made off of that?
Because like I've never done anything, so
See?
I've always been the guy. Because like, shout out to my homie, I ain't gonna put your name out there, because you never know who'll be watching. But he just recently left the company, not recently, like 6 months ago. He left the company I'm with now to find a better job. And I'm the reason he got that, because I'm the one that, you know, helped him pass that DNA test. That urine test. So it was kind of, it was, you know, it happens.
Yo, listen,
But that's different from carrying someone's urine in a bottle, you know, between, underneath your arms or between your legs, because that's the hottest places of your body, to just start off saying, all right, homie, just, I'm not gonna put your dick in my mouth, but just bust in it. Like, how does that conversation start?
Well, we also said that saliva will do it as well, but you'd have to get a good amount of saliva, because for the DNA,
it has to marinate up in there.
It has to marinate, and we're also rubbing, you know, to
real
get
deep
tissue. Yeah, so I can see where the sperm will stick a little bit closer to the.
Stop. Sean, Avia says that it's incredible to me the levels that people will go through to escape from child support.
Hell yeah, listen.
Here's the thing. Not and again to weigh the difference of day and
All
time.
men do it.
So many men and women these days are having sex with people they don't give a fuck about. It may be, oh, I'm drunk or I'm horny right now.
Anything's
She got a
possible.
fat ass. His print is looking nice, and this is all I want. And then you fuck around and get pregnant, and now you stuck with this situation. You like, yo, man, she was a smut. I knew she was, but
Yeah.
you still slept with it. Let's say like you had a little more. You had a little more respect about your shit. Now, like, niggas is sharing chicks like it's nothing.
You know, I was actually talking about this not too long ago. Those are the chicks right there, by the way, that are winning. I just want to let you know.
What chicks are
and
winning?
The ones that are out there getting fucked by 3, 4, 5, 6 friends at one time. Those are the ones
how do you
that
feel they're
miss-
winning?
Yo, I figure that they're winning because those are the ones that are always happy. To me,
They're
the
not
ones that
happy.
are in a relationship, those are the ones that are the most miserable.
I believe the complete opposite.
No.
Because again, I don't give a fuck how great the physicality is. It's not lasting 24 hours. So whether the person's taking a pill or whatever, I'll give you 20 minutes to maybe 1.5 hours. You still got over 20 hours by yourself with that still miserable ass things going through your mind. But when, and like I said, like if we start taking true relationships more seriously, we wouldn't be with people that don't make us happy. We would be in situations where we are happy, where it's a joy to wake up next to you. It's a joy to see you. I missed you. How was your day? Whatever situations may be.
Yeah.
And I always tell people the greatest relationships are the ones that survive the ups and the downs. Because there are going to be times your motherfuckers are not going to get along. And that's
Yeah.
the greatest part of it. You know, you need to see not just you, but the person you're with.
Yeah.
If we get into something, is the first thing you're going to do is just jump on someone else or to someone else? Or will you still have that same strength and respect and integrity because we are in this?
Right. No, I get what you're saying. But a couple of more of the comments on this post. Aki Benton, shout out to him. He said this can't be Life Lord, and it is. It's a reality. Now, women that we have to think about. We didn't have to think about it before. My cousin, shout out to James Lamont Peacock. He said, "Why go as far when you can use saliva?" He was the one who brought up the saliva, which I then explained. You need a good amount in there. Like he's almost got to get his mouth spit in, and then gargle it.
That's what I'm saying, like, homie, let me come tongue kiss you for a good 5-20 minutes now. I mean, that's what I say, like, stand up your responsibilities. And this is why I tell people, like, even in my mind, because, we had this conversation, and we to this day, we don't agree on it, but I still think masturbation is cheating. And I say it from this standpoint.
Fucking serious.
No, I'm serious.
If you're touching
Think about
yourself,
it. All right, you're touching someone that's not your mate. That's cheating. When I'm saying it from this standpoint, if you're hot and bothered
Yeah, you
and
know
you're
what.
horny and you just let it sit, and when you finally get a hold of something,
you telling me?
I'm just saying, when you finally get a hold of something, that shit is like holy shit. Like I saw a photo on Facebook that brought me to tears laughing. They showed a picture of a baby laying down, ass out, wasn't showing none of their privates or nothing. And the guy was like, "This is me after some good ass sex." Just laying there, ass out, just like, woo. So I'm saying, like, we continue to cheat ourselves.
Yes, we do.
If we could sit and wait and finally get a hold of that greatness, well, you talk about some massive orgasms and mad strength nuts where your toes curl up, your stomach start to knot up on you. That shit's so strong. So it's don't be afraid to Oh damn, Juju. All right, Craig.
Yeah.
If someone takes it that far, I wouldn't want my child around them. I agree with you on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Juju, if you don't want a baby, men need to strap up and women need to make men wear condoms to protect themselves. No excuses. I will say this: I've always been taught to never use a condom a woman has, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's just how I was taught because it was. I'm 45. I'm not afraid to say my age. There was a time where a lot of women were trapping men with pregnancies.
Now it's the men doing it to the women.
Yes, it is. And what would happen is the woman would poke a hole in a condom, and of course, by the time you're getting it popping, it's not like it's the greatest of light, or she already went down on you to get you aroused, and your head is already up and aroused, and she just slipped that shit on you, and you just bust central. I always say the best way to prevent it is not to have sex.
There you go. Everybody, be like me.
Well, it's just more lines of, because that's what I say, like, if you are in a situation where you're talking about, I would say the best way to create, fix all the situation is not to have sex with someone you wouldn't spend the rest of your life with. I know that's probably the hardest shit to do, because back in the days, shit, Lord have mercy. But it was just more lines. I think if we start looking at things from that standpoint, we won't have too many baby daddies and baby mamas.
That's actually what I'm trying to teach my son. You know, I keep telling him, like, I want him to be better.
Did you say I buy my own condoms?
Smart, Juju. That's what you got to
you need help, homie. My man said women should swallow more.
That will work. Or we can always get men to do it now, too, which seems to be the new trend. Some of these men out here are swallowing, too.
Swallowing what?
You know what they swallow?
No, what is swallowing?
They swallowing this DNA, and that's the reason.
Oh, I ain't ever.
No,
you say you like chicks busting in your mouth or like women shit like
normal.
that. Yeah, but you to my this shit now.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
We had a show about. You had a show about. We talked about it. To me, child support is the greatest thing in the world. And what I try to explain, especially when you're dealing with an unruly female, and this is how child support has gotten a bad rap for these individual men who don't have the law knowledge.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying from that is you paying child support, which means you have the right to see a child, which also means the right that you don't have to give that woman one more penny than that's taken out of your check, period.
Okay.
And it allows you not to be taken advantage of where, rent is due, something came up, this and that and that and this. Your child got on fucking Payless and she got on fucking Red Bottoms.
Listen, as one who has a few different baby daddies, I will say that with me, none of them are on documented child support. Now, I did not have to go as far as to legally do that because, thank God, I chose guys, except for maybe, anyway, thank God I chose guys to have children with that either have other kids or they know already what they need to do, so they just do it, you know? If, in the event, it's going to help alleviate stressful environments between the two parties, or as you said, there's an unruly baby mother, if it helps that money that you give, you know, goes directly to the child to avoid that, then I can understand what you're saying.
Well, we all know, like, unfortunately, when men pay child support, they don't want that money to go on anything but their child. Fellas, that's what rent is for. That's what groceries are for.
They'll never understand that. They'll never understand it. It's for what my lace front pays, of course, too.
That's different. No, I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding.
Things that affect the child personally, and you know, again, it's a great thing. If you don't think so, just ask my daughter's mother. She went from getting about $800 a month to about $400 by taking me to child support.
Yeah. Sometimes it's not good.
Right. But I will tell you this. If the woman, you're on child support and you have court-appointed visitations, if the woman continuously not let you see your child, eventually the courts will take the child from her and you could put her on child support.
Yeah.
It happens, fellas.
I can't understand why bitches don't let motherfuckers see their kids. I be ready to kick my kids out the door. Go with your father. Go. I can't be that type, man. Like, I'm the one who has to push one of my baby daddies. Like, yo, you know your kids are alive, right? Like, you know they're alive.
Well, you got some people, they just want to pay because they don't want you to. They feel some kind of. Some men, it's a package deal. I will be around if I'm still fucking you. Oh, we're still in that intimacy. If we're not, all right, I'll give you a couple of dollars, but I don't really want to see the motherfuckers. Juju, exactly. Men and women, women and men don't know that state says that when child support is taken out of a man's check, the man doesn't have to do anything else. The man doesn't have to buy clothing, etc.
It's true.
But this is again what I was saying, Juju, as far as we're going on, I will always like to say, traditional laws or hood written rules where people are telling you something and it's the complete opposite. Mm-hmm. And it's sad because I've been in a situation where you give the money, you pay child support, but your kid is still lacking. Yeah. And you feel bad because you don't want your child not to have. Right. But when it gets to that point, you just have to understand that that's still your fucking child. Absolutely. So I will say this, do not give the money to her. Buy. And I'm not going to say which one, but one of my baby mothers, I used to always buy Jordans, but I used to always buy the wrong size. From Foot Locker. And you're saying, why did I do that? Because Foot Locker will exchange sizes. Oh, okay. They will not return money. Got you. Okay. Okay. Where a lot of other places, because chicks were just taking the shoes back to the Foot Locker with the receipts, getting the money back and still spending it. Yo, what type of women? I would have never even thought about doing no bullshit like that. Shit. I'd have just been happy that the nigga bought my kids some sneakers. The shit it's so elaborate. Because you would think if you would put more effort into the child instead of how to get over, right, you would get benefit so much more. But like I said, fellas, like, I will tell you this. Your child, once they hit a certain age, understands and realizes that you are doing things for them. Yeah. And as they get older, they will appreciate that. Absolutely. And I'm a prime example of that now. Yeah, absolutely. Getting full custody of my son. Congratulations again on that, man. That's a blessing. You have what a few of my baby's fathers wish they had. Well, I mean, just more lines. Like it was a mutual thing. It wasn't like I, took her to court. She was doing this. It was a mutual thing. He's of age now where, he bucking at her. Yeah. He, need his father because like. He's with me one way, and when he with her, he's like so aggressive. It's a boy-girl thing. I get it. He's so aggressive, but with me, just we joke, we laugh, we have fun. But he understands like me. Like I will fuck you up. You know what? All right, just to read a couple of more comments. Basically, everybody was saying that the whole idea of the double DNA inside of the cheek is disgusting for men. My cousin shared it. Basically my eyes hurt. That was Iris Mateo Francis. Shout out to her. What about blood? Yeah, I mean, there are DNA tests that are done blood. Well, no, what I'm saying, if you swabbing the inside of a person's mouth and there's blood in it, that DNA will still pick up from the other like it will still pick up multiple DNAs. You know what? I think it depends on the amount. I almost think it depends on the amount. But I will say this: I have gone to swab someone's cheek and have gotten blood. Either whether it be they've got some type of injury on the inside of their cheek or gingivitis or on they bit their cheek or whatever. Right. I have had that. I can imagine that if you're rubbing for and you are getting blood, that it poses as a little harder of way to get a DNA sample. If you have someone else's blood in you, it will definitely pick up on that cotton swab. But blood works too, But I think it actually depends on the amount. It would have to depend on the amount, and
I know that for a fact. So that was basically it with the DNA. I just wanted to put it out there, let y'all know men are out there playing games. Not only are they petitioning women for DNA tests to get a little longer to come out their pocket, knowing that they the fucking father, they're doing shit like this to get double DNA in their mouth to avoid from having to take the responsibility.
Well, I mean, you know, it kills me the intelligence of people, and I think we put the our effort into the wrong thing. And the greatest example of this, like, you know, for those who used to love The Wire and HBO, there was an episode where the girl couldn't get her math right. It was wrong. But when he broke it down from street terms as far as dealing to where, you know, this person gave you $2, $3, whatever it is, slipping packs, the shit fucked me up. I had to break it out.
Yeah.
She understood that because the consequences of fucking the count up was getting hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so she put more emphasis into learning that than the actual education. So everyone in this world is very intelligent. We all learn on different levels.
Right.
In different ways. I just say from a standpoint, you know, just take that same intelligence and find the right person, because you fucking the thought of the hood or the projects and having a baby with her and all them other niggas that went up in there and you the only dumbass with a kid.
He said the projects. Yo, what?
Yo, because I always said, people was like, yo, why the baddest bitches come from the projects? Because every chick got 10 kids. Sooner or later, she gonna have a hot one. You know what I mean? Someone's gonna be real great looking.
Yeah, you know what?
But like I said, you know, it's just more lines of like, sex is more mental than physical. You can get 2 chicks with the fat ass, but if you care deeply about one of them, then you do the other, that sex will be much more great, much more intense.
Can't fuck everybody the same.
No, you can't.
All right, so I wanted to bring up my next topic, which my sweetheart, Tony.
Oh, this wasn't it, right?
This was it.
All right.
Yep. He came up with the middle of the week and asked me to throw up on Facebook to see how it would do. How do you feel about step-parents disciplining kids that aren't theirs? Also, how do you determine if they're overstepping their boundaries in a relationship with someone who has kids?
Do your best to me.
Listen, I gave the best answer that I could. Now, I was on your page, and I was reading some of the stuff people were saying on your page about, I mean, basically, this question came apart, as many of you might have seen the Facebook post that I put up of the father who was beating his 12-year-old daughter. We don't know if that was a stepchild. This kind of branches off the whole thing. We couldn't get the video up for you guys, so I didn't want to make it a topic. But if you didn't see it, there was a 12-year-old girl getting beaten senselessly by her father by a belt. Well, you know what? I ain't even going to say beaten senselessly. She was getting a spanking by her father. She was 12 years old, and she was having sex. So that was the way he disciplined her. He recorded it on Facebook, and he spanked her with a belt. Again, we don't know if that was a stepfather, but this is what Tony branches this question off of. As far as my opinion on that video, I think the father did a good job whooping her ass. More kids need that type of discipline. The way these kids are built today is not anywhere near how we were built when we used to get beaten. We had a different level of respect. These kids today walk all over us as parents.
We allow the court systems to tell us how to raise. And like I said, you know, I put my hand on my son once, and I've never put my hands on my daughter. I'm a very intimidating person, per se. You know, I'm big. You know, I have a rough mentality. I'm from the hood. But I will say, discipline and child abuse are 2 different things. We're allowing the courts to steal our heritage from us. I will not let someone try to, I will sue the shit out of me personally for them trying to steal my heritage. I was raised on discipline, and it shows over the course of life where you have people who are raised in a Caucasian way of raising your child, where the kids are telling you, fuck you, bitch, go down somewhere, suck my dick. I've heard a child tell his mother suck his dick.
Caucasian kid?
Yeah.
You think that's the Caucasian way?
No, I'm saying raised in the non-disciplined way, where you have a lot of white people who don't believe in disciplining their kids physically. They believe in timeouts and raising their voice. Where as far as we got our asses fucked up.
What?
And we grew up with the natural fear and respect of our parents.
Yep.
Than to deal with, like, you know, because I forgot what store I was at, but when I heard the child tell his mother to suck his dick, I wanted to fuck the child up myself.
You know.
But it's just more lines of these are things that happens in those cultures who believe in the non-discipline. Now, again, I said there's a difference between child abuse and discipline. You know, there's a way for you to discipline your child without, you know, making them go to hospital visits for broken bones and shit like that. Now, a little sore ass, a little sore. We're like, my son despised plucking when he was younger.
Yeah.
Despised it.
My kids with the pension.
Yeah, so, you know what I mean? You find out what drives them crazy, you get them right.
Yeah. Well, okay, so as far as this question goes that Tony asked, I threw it up on my Facebook page, it generated a couple of comments. I gave my best answer about this, but I said I would elaborate a little bit more tonight on the show, which I am going to. I have more than one baby father. When I met the first one, of course, I didn't have any other kids before him. When I met the second one, I had, you know, kids with the first one. Second one was in my kids' lives for 10 years. Basically raised, you know, the first baby father's kids because he disappeared and was in rehab and was doing crack and all sort of shit. So he was gone out of my kids' lives for many, many years. And Henry came in and he stepped in and he did what he had to do as a father. And within that time frame, we had kids. Has he ever disciplined my kids with spankings? No. Has he picked shit up and knocked them across the head with it when he felt like they were being disrespectful? Yes. Did I feel like he was overstepping boundaries as their stepfather? Hell no. And I'm going to tell you why. He was the only male figure that my kids knew. Their father was not around. He wasn't trying to be around. Anything that my kids knew, he taught them. They learned it from seeing him, watching him, being around him. Anything the kids did wrong, he also felt like he failed them. You know, and that to me meant that he put heart into what he was trying to teach my kids. And a lot of guys aren't doing that. As you see, we got stepfathers out here burning their kids on fire and throwing them in garbage cans. And the mothers have no idea what's going on. So, how I determined how he was overstepping his boundary, I guess I haven't, but the way we did things and the way so far, you know, the kids have come up and, you know, he's still around them. He still sees them every once in a while. 10 years later, you know, he can be proud to go to their graduations because one of them wasn't even walking when me and him met, you know, and he was there, you know, and he used to watch her and stuff. It's like an accomplishment for him. But I guess the best way to determine if they're overstepping their boundaries is if the children are coming to you telling you, like, listen, this is something you need to change or look at. My kids know that if they did something wrong, Kara is not going to be the one that get in their ass. Henry is. They fear him more than they fear me. You know, and I'll be open and I'll be honest about that.
Shout out to him. Real quick on the old topic, because Tamika posted something. When I went to child support, I was told to sell my house, get in one bedroom, and I would get $240. A new child support, not for me. I guess you're saying child support is not for her. Okay. Craig Soros says if it's discipline, it's okay. But once it turns into abuse, then it's a problem.
Right.
I agree with you on this one. I will say this. One of the thin lines of life is being a stepfather. I think it's hard for men to date women with kids because, as I put on your post, there's no such thing as a stepfather. If I am in the child's life, I am the father figure. And I think women have to understand it. I don't think they come on, think about that enough. Bringing another man in the household, especially if the person's living there with kids that aren't his, you can't tell him to be a father to a certain level.
Right.
You can't tell him to be a father, 5 out of 10.
Right.
And you get mad when he doesn't do for your kids.
Right.
And this is why you have a lot of women, when they have kids prior, the first thing they want to do is have a child with that man to bring that family bond. To at the end of the day, I know these ain't your kids, but that's your sons or that's your daughter's brother and sisters.
Right.
So
Okay.
you have to treat
I'm
accordingly.
digging you for that, but
Yeah,
that makes
but you
sense.
have to treat accordingly.
Right.
So I've heard it before, like, well, he ain't their father, so he can't discipline them. Then you can't expect him to walk into this situation with 100%
Right.
when you hitting him with stipulations. If
Right.
he's that father figure, that's exactly what he is.
And if he accepted the relationship, it's a package deal.
Right, and you have to have a situation where you have multiple fathers. Either we're gonna sit down, all of us, because we are connected as a family, and have a family group conversation. You would be amazed of the great upbringing a child would go through and the knowledge and the love. If the child can see all parties at the same place at the same time, you ain't gotta like each other. But at the end of the day, we should all want the best for the child.
You know what? And that's the shit that I keep trying to explain to my man.
Shout out to Michelle. I would never discipline my stepchild. I would be extremely scared to say anything to the child. I would speak to my man, not the child. She does approach me when she has an issue with Darrell. But again, like I called my son in the room. Me and Michelle were laying down, and she immediately got nervous, so I didn't speak to him. And I need him to understand when I'm not around and Michelle says something, I'm saying something. Now, I may have told her something prior, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, we have different kind of beliefs on certain things. But when it comes to a certain situations, if she said it, I said it.
Right.
And he needs to understand that.
I get it. I get it. I get it.
She also goes on to say that's a stupid mentality to have a child with a man that shows brother, your son. There are a lot of women that are doing that, Michelle, where look at my daughter's mother. She immediately, after me and her parted ways, she had a child already. Then she had my daughter. And then her and this other guy met, and she immediately got pregnant with that guy to kind of, I guess, bring that family bond. Now that's one dude I could say we'll fight on sight. I got no love for that nigga, and that's something she caused. That's something she caused. But at the end of the day, it's not easy for a man to walk into a household where there are kids. Because again, you get hit with this, like I said, this step parent shit, which I think should never be uttered ever again. And there, because this is my child. We're out and about, especially because Michelle's white, I'm black, and we're walking around with the kids and shit, and you get the looks or the conversations. Like, we went to the mall today, and they pretty much forgot Justin's meal or whatever. I went and grabbed the receipt, and they're looking kind of funny because, like, I'm at a point where I'm aggravated because he's been standing here for 20 fucking minutes for his fucking food.
And everybody
Where is his food?
Yeah.
He wanted him, she gave him a gift card, to the manager gave a gift card to apologize or whatever. But, I'm that father figure.
Yeah.
And I have to make sure that even though this is not my blood, I treat him as so.
Yeah.
So, like, if I'm out and about, like, my son, you hungry? What everybody else want?
Yeah.
So it's just like I'm not gonna just buy something just for my son and let everyone else spend for themselves type shit.
I get you. We got to keep in mind that if we're getting into, and this is one of the main reasons why I never in my life wanted to deal with a man with kids. I finally got him.
We gotta do a show about it, because it's funny. From a woman with multiple kids, you don't want to date a deal. You gotta break that down to us one day.
I cannot fathom. This nigga talk about other kids. I'll be like I feel it.
We'll have to talk about that one day.
But
would you have a problem with your current man?
That's what I'm talking about.
Disciplining your kids.
Oh, back to this. No.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just because like I said, we put more emphasis on who we having kids with. Mm-hmm. Then all right, I care, I respect, I understand. I trust whatever situation may be. Mm-hmm. And that person would have to understand. Hey, listen, this is the way I would love to raise my kids, and I need you to be along those lines.
When I met my boyfriend's son for the first time, me and him had gone. I wanted to give him money because I wanted.
Say that again? When you met who?
My boyfriend's son.
Okay, good.
I wanted to give him a gift from Cairo. Like as a welcome. I'm your new brother. Here's a gift from me to you type thing.
Nice.
So the very first time I met him, there was a barbecue at the house, and I had gone over there, and
we ain't getting no burgers and shit, but go ahead.
I had told the lady that I wanted to take his son to the store with me. I took his son to the store, and he's in there pushing all the buttons. Now, he was 9 at the time. It was like 2 months ago. On the soda machines and letting stuff spill everywhere. And I'm like, okay, I'm trying to be like a really good, this is the first time he's met me, and, if it was my kid, but because it was his kid, like, you're not supposed to be doing that,
Man, listen.
I felt like I didn't know how to tell him to stop doing that.
But
like
shouldn't these be conversations we should be having? You know what I mean? Because obviously the child feels freely to do that. Like, we went and washed clothes at like midnight, literally. Uh-huh. We went and washed clothes at midnight. And it was a black family. And, the 2 kids had to have been 9, 10. They're in there in the baskets, ramming each other, ramming this shit in. And I was ready to slap the shit out of both the kids and slap the shit out of the father while he was dead.
Oh, man.
I'm like, this is why when people look at certain people or cultures, they think what they think.
Right.
And I told my son, and it was crazy because I looked at him and I was like, you fucked me up. You motherfucking right.
Listen.
Because you're going to act accordingly when we walk out this house. You're going to act like you've been somewhere. You're going to act like you got some fucking sense. And you're going to act like you got some fucking manners.
Okay, put it like this. My kids would have known better. This was the very first time I'm meeting him. So I don't,
you ain't had to lay hands on a young man. You'd be like, yo.
I didn't even want to do that.
That's what I'm saying. Yo.
No, I didn't even want to do that.
Touch something else. You know what I'm saying? Touch something else.
Your first time you meeting a little kid. Like,
I don't give a fuck. He'd have went back there and be like, I don't want to touch nothing ever again. This motherfucker is crazy as shit, Dad. But it's just more lines of when that situation happened, right? You're not going to want to take him to the store again.
Probably not.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, probably not.
And this is why, like, these situations happen, and we need to have this. Even if it happened, you didn't want to, you got back around your man, your son, all right, we need to talk about this.
Yeah, I told his father right away, and I don't know what he did. He said he was going to get on him. I don't know if he did or not. But, I didn't feel comfortable. Now, as things go further along, and we're together longer, perhaps maybe it'll change.
I'll fuck his other ass up from day one. You need to know, homie.
Yeah,
you need to know. I walk up in this motherfucker. Nah, but see, that's the thing. Like, we need to get rid of that whole step because, again, you're the father figure. You can't expect a man to have that this is my child also mentality when you put guidelines in.
It's also different for a woman, though. You
I
know,
understand. I don't
a little
feel that
kid
way,
is
but I
not going to
understand.
accept the mother as his mother figure.
Well, it's not.
He's going to look at.
See, that's what you said. You said mother figure. You say mother. No one's replacing the mother. No one's replacing the father. This is the adult that I'm trusting, that I'm dating with, and that adult has to carry my word as if it was theirs, and that child needs to accept that.
I don't know.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't want to be uncomfortable to where you would want to take your kids to the store, but you don't want your kids to take the child to the store. You don't want to anymore because you're worried about the embarrassment or whatever. So I'm saying, like, you don't want those thoughts to creep in your mind to have those. Like, I'm a little one, whatever situation may be.
Yeah. Listen.
And like I said, you don't have to get along with the father. You don't have to. If you could be, it's good. But this is where the mother has to step in.
I never wanted a man with kids. Look, if you're just tuning in right now, I never wanted a man with kids. Because
I think that's the craziest thing in the world because you have, a football team.
Listen, no,
so
you
it's
know
just
why?
crazy
Because I
to
know
where
the type of baby mother I am. I do not have to deal with you and your other baby mother. I want to be the only one for everything, and I was.
It's harder for men to deal with the fathers because especially if there's
That's what
sons.
I hear, but
no, especially if there's sons around, it's like, oh, this nigga think he gonna be a father to my. It's different from a male perspective because you're taught, you're looked at, oh, he's trying to raise. Nobody trying to raise anything.
I think women are more or less so worried about if they still fucking, and men are worried about how they're being raised.
I can agree with you on that one.
Finally.
You look at because other mothers looking at, well, they still fucking or whatever.
Yes, and
it's not the case. It's just more lines where, especially when you have unruly baby mothers. There are certain ways you can and can't be in order to kind of keep the peace to a certain extent.
Doesn't mean be fucking them.
I mean, what you gotta understand is I don't care how good you think the other person look. A lot of times, men and women wouldn't go near their baby fathers or baby mothers with someone else's dick or vagina.
I can see that.
I mean, because a lot of times, because I tell people all the time, like, could you imagine? Because I tell men, it's not really about the woman's hygiene. It's about the nigga she was fucking with hygiene. Now, mind you,
men think that.
No, it's not the thing. It's the fucking truth. It's the fucking truth.
I got left because the nigga said my baby daddy was dirty.
And it'd be true. I've seen niggas at the gym wipe dry ass towel, wipe underneath their arms, put cologne and motherfucking deodorant on like it didn't happen, and then go home and their girl is sucking their balls and nothing in them. You know what I mean? Or I've known a woman who literally had to trick her man to take a shower. But she only kept fucking with the nigga because, you know what I mean, he was busting her back out.
That was me.
So at the end of the day, this nigga smells like 3 garbage cans, but you keep the nigga around because the nigga busting your ass. And that's what I'm saying, from a cleanliness standpoint, that's nasty as shit.
Listen, I don't know. Did we do a show on hygiene? I think we did.
No, we didn't. They have their own conversation in here. All right, so I give credit to hold on, damn, everybody got in here. Sorry, fellas, we into it.
We was in our own thing.
I'm getting in here. All right, because there's a lot to read, so bear with me. All right, so Michelle goes on about the whole discipline stuff, whatever, laugh. Craig goes on to say, plus times play part, let's say, sorry. Plus time, I guess you're saying, plays a part in a person been there more than the other. You're killing me, Craig. Is going on and probable threats the kids, how they raise their own. I will say this. This is where we say I was talking to Goddess a few seconds ago, and I was telling how they need to get together and understand how things are going to be done or how that person disciplined. Because, like, the way I discipline my child is different the way Michelle disciplines her sons.
Yo, Michelle is too funny too. I'm reading some of her comments.
Yeah. So it's different how you do that, but you need to be on the same page. Cheryl says, I give credit for love. You have your son. Tamika, I'm not sure what that L-I, a liar or something, whatever. She goes on to say, yes, Michelle, I agree with you heartily. I understand where you're coming from. Would never discipline my man's child.
They're laughing at me for the gift.
Pretty much, Tamika says this too.
Michelle said a soda.
Yeah.
Damn. Yo,
Well,
listen.
I mean, because he was pressing everything, so I kind of like understand or whatever. But I don't think you want to give a hyper child soda, babe. That'd be worse. You don't want to give a hyper child more soda to be on top of that.
My kids have gotten a gift from the baby every time a baby has been born. Every child gets a gift from the new baby. And I've done sneakers, I've done outfits, I've done gift cards, whatever it may be. Anthony has, as my oldest, of course, has gotten the most because he was the firstborn, and the baby has not gotten anything, because he's the last here. But to me, it's a tradition. When the new baby comes, and when they come see the baby in the hospital, the baby brought a gift. And it helps the children warm up with the new addition. So that's where that came from.
Fuck all that. Where the gifts at from y'all? No, but I understand. But it's something you already established.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean. Like kids react a certain way and to certain things. But I want to tell men and women out here, you have to take into serious consideration when you have a child and you're no longer with the mother or father and you want to get out there and dating. It's not easy for a man to date a woman with kids because women say, well, if you take me out, you got to take my kids too.
Okay.
But then you can't tell the child what to do or how to do it. So I'm saying, like, we understand it's a package deal, but you have to understand that package deal comes with a lot of other things.
Right. Yeah. That's the reason why I don't want to fucking deal with a man who has kids.
Well, that's because you selfish as shit.
I am selfish. I don't want to hear about nothing. Nothing. It's mine, and it's about mine, and that's it. And it's about me, and that's it. I don't want to hear about no other baby mother. I don't want to hear about none of that shit.
You need Jesus. Nah, because I always say, shit, you keep doing the same thing over and over, switch things up.
No.
And this time you switched it up.
I switched it up.
A child with someone who already has a child.
Yes.
And, this is what I say, like, you have to, and like, because like Michelle has kids and I have kids. And I was saying, like, we have to start creating some family outings where all parents and siblings are there to create that bond. And like I said, at the end of the day, you don't have to like the person, you just have to respect them.
Yo, he'll never do that shit. He will never, ever, ever do that shit. Like, it wasn't until just recently that he told his baby mothers that Cairo was here. I don't know what else they know. But my thing is this. Because you have my son and you have these other kids, you have to be fair. Don't call me and tell me, you're out doing this one with this one, but I know you ain't seen mine in 2 weeks. So that's the reason why. Like, I don't want to deal with that.
Because you live out of a state.
It doesn't matter. You act like New York and New Jersey are far.
It's not
and
the
he
fact
tried to hit
it's
me
not
with
the
that
fact that
bullshit
it's
either.
far,
I have a car.
But at the end of the day,
I don't mind driving, and he don't ever ask, and it's not fair. He chose to fuck me. I live in Jersey.
Listen. Him taking a 5-minute train ride or a 3-hour ride to Jersey is different. If you want that situation to happen, then relocate his ass.
I'll take the ride. I could be from my house to his in 45 minutes. Like, he's in Brooklyn, but he's on in Red Hook, which is closer to like Manhattan. So I'm in New York, and then I'm in Brooklyn like that. It's
right.
It's the fact that in my mind, I feel like when he's not spending time with my son, he's with his other kids, and that's not fair because they're older, and he's had a chance to bond with them. He's not as much bonding with mine, and this is the time we need him around the most. So I want to hear the bullshit about the other kids because mine is the one you should be trying to bond with.
You out your everlasting fucking mind. But I feel you.
Now you see?
Well, no, because like from the standpoint I explained to you is there is no such thing as more time with this. Again, like I said, they live there, you live here.
0 time.
You have multiple other things going on in your life, He has multiple other things going on in life. If y'all motherfuckers feel that way, moving together. But other than that, like, there's certain things that you have to understand and certain things he has to understand. But again, these are conversations, and I mean no disrespect to my man. These are conversations y'all should have had before y'all started fucking. Or while you were pregnant, okay, how are we gonna handle this? We're not having the conversations we need to have when kids are involved, whether they're ours or not.
It's hard. It's hard. What are they laughing at? I'm not crazy. Anyway.
Michelle says no way he has to come see her son. You know how many hours of labor you're chasing a ghost. Jersey. BM.
I'm the Jersey baby mama. I am the Jersey baby mama. And you know what?
Yeah, they have their own conversation in here. Y'all horrible. No, I mean, because here's what it is. And I understand where Gus is coming from. Because she will be more worried about her child because that is her child.
Right.
Compared to the other ones. And that's a bad way of thinking about it. I understand where you're coming from. But at the end of the day, even though you didn't give birth to those other kids, you are tied in with those other kids. And your child is tied in with those other kids. And you would love your child to know his brothers and sisters and situations may be. And in order for that to happen, you have to be more understanding.
I'm 100% understanding. What I don't understand is how the hell you hanging out with them kids and not mine.
Again, that's your fault.
Shit.
You had a baby with him. I don't pull punches. Like I said, no disrespect to him. But like I said, there's conversations that need to be had. All right, you live in Brooklyn. I live in Jersey. How are we going to work this? And obviously that conversation didn't happen.
It's happened many, many, many times. You know what it is? It's like going through one ear out the other. I have told this man, like, yo, listen, I will come at any time of the day, at any time of the day, at any hour, during any weather.
All right, so you're trying to force a square peg into a triangle hole.
Yes.
You can't force a person to do something they don't want to do.
I don't know if it's that he don't want to do it.
Again,
I just think that...
when you get hungry, you eat, right?
Yeah.
When you're tired, you go to sleep?
Absolutely.
I ain't trying to hear no fucking excuses. You know, that's just me.
I hear you.
And again,
I'm at that point too.
You have to deal
I'm at
with,
that point
again,
too.
it's the travel. Again, he doesn't have a vehicle. It's not as convenient as you. And I understand how you are, have no issues jumping up and whatever. You know what I mean? And I understand that, so y'all have to work that out. And me and him will talk because he'll be at the event. So we'll chop it up, man. We'll have some drinks.
I'm excited for that.
We'll talk about God is eating ass and shit like that.
Yo, you got me in so much trouble last week's show, motherfucker. He was, that's the reason why I don't be kissing you. See? Yo, and he was straight up with that too. I was like, yo, I never mentioned anything about eating no ass. He was just fucking with me. I had to like put my hand on all types of Bibles and stuff.
So you lied, but go ahead.
Yo, don't do that. He was like, yo, that's what I be thinking about mine. I be thinking about all the other dicks and all that other stuff. That's not nice.
Well, what's the conversation I have? I always have all the time. I've never pulled a punch. And like me and Michelle has had that conversation. Michelle has sucked many dicks before me.
Oh my God.
Well, I wouldn't say many or how she like to put it, whatever, but she sucked dick before. She's had nuts busted in her mouth. But I'm with her now. So, and she's gonna probably go off on the chat about that shit. But it's just a part of it.
Nah, she's not yet.
No, she will, because we're on a delay.
Oh.
So she will. But that's why I said at the end of the day, like, we can't hold the people we're with up to these certain standards.
Yeah.
We've had sex before. We've experienced sexual experience before. Stop putting yourselves on pedestals. All right, Avia. Action speaks louder.
Mm-hmm.
Avia speaks louder. Action speaks louder than word, God. That's before the baby came. Who put more travel? Did you go to see him, or did he come to see you more? I love these girls.
Mm-hmm.
She accepts it.
What the hell am I supposed to do? I can't jump on his back and beat him up and make him see the kid.
I will come to God's defense to a certain extent. This it wasn't like this pregnancy was planned.
No.
But you know, so it was kind of hard. And obviously, she's not a person who just runs down to the local convenience store and plan B, being it all up and down. You know, she decided to have the child, and she's just dealing with the consequences now.
Right.
So there are some conversations that she could not have had at that time.
Right.
But I will say from this standpoint, she either has to sit down on the pot and piss or don't. Again, you can't make someone do something they don't want to do or unwilling to do.
I want to say something though. I don't want to discredit him because he does.
No, that's one thing I've never done.
Time with the baby.
Yeah. But it's
just
not
feel
as
like
much as you would like. Yeah.
If I came from a relationship with 2 other men where we were living together, basically bringing up our
that's
kids
what I said.
together.
I said y'all need to talk
now
about
seeing each other twice a week.
Y'all need to talk about living
gets
arrangements.
harder. We have.
Is he willing to relocate?
Actually, we talked about North Carolina, either North or South Carolina next year.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I'd move.
I don't see that shit happening, but go ahead.
But it was something that he entertained, so that made me a little.
What's the excitement with North Carolina?
His mother's out there.
Okay, keep going.
His mom is out there.
You moving in from the.
He says he's got
grease
friends.
to the frying pan.
I'd be going with like nothing. He'd be going down there where he knows people. His mother's there. He's got family. He's got friends.
Then you're not going into a compatible situation. I understand if you were moving to a place where no one knew anybody.
Right. No, it's not it's not.
Right. You're moving to someone where he's already established and you're not.
Right.
So you're already going to go down there feeling some type of way.
Yes.
So you might not give that location the 100% type situation. Now, I thought of more of him coming out here where he's still close to Brooklyn and his other kids.
Yeah.
You're moving further away. Just, but if it works for y'all, knock yourselves out.
I tell you what, he's a big guy, like really, really big, and like living together, he would have to alter a lot of shit that goes on in normal living. So that may be a little hard too, but it is something that we definitely discussed. And
I understand that. I say if y'all can get on the same page and find some kind of convenience for both of you. Because like I said, you're going to a place where you're the stranger. That's not like you're both moving to a place y'all have no experience with, and you can experience all that together. He's already experienced down there. You know what I mean? So, but again, like I said, if that works for y'all, that'd be a good thing. But as far as this topic, I will say this. It's not easy for men or women to enter into a relationship with someone that already has kids established, whether you and the other baby mother or baby father get along or not. But you still have to make sure that person you with is respected.
Yeah.
And that's why I would like to say, make sure that person is respected.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, y'all, listen, we went way over an hour tonight. But I apologize for like the first 10 minutes of the show anyway, so.
That's why I love your girls out there. Yeah, I can tell that y'all really care about Goddess, and I love the realness y'all keep giving us. So keep giving it to her.
These two, yes, absolutely.
Keep giving it to her.
Absolutely. I look forward to seeing them. It's been such a long time.
Well, they said they're coming up, so we'll have some fun.
I'm excited about that. But all right, guys. Thank you so much. Seriously. For tuning into this week's.
I knew she was going to text me. She wasn't going to put it in the chat.
Was that the whole she suck a lot of dick thing?
No. It was something about me. Even though her ass is going to get bust tonight, but get some.
Why you gonna make me cry in front of everybody?
Go get the little bottle of Moscato. Get all nice and tipsy.
I'm not getting any of that tonight. Probably not tomorrow.
Rusty trombone tonight,
week.
baby. Rusty trombone tonight.
Lord, get your mouth ready. I will see you guys next week. Listen. I apologize if you didn't see. I will see you guys. We will be ready to go 7 p.m. next week. I promise. Looking at it from a business perspective, I would have been gotten fired. Like some real shit. So I apologize to him. And I apologize to y'all because I know a lot of y'all be waiting. 7 o'clock, we're going to be ready to go next week, and I promise.
Also, for everyone, this is our event.
Yay!
We will be streaming our podcasts live at this location. It's a nice big location. They got like about 500 TVs.
I spent $200 on a dress.
The bartenders again are heavy-handed. Shout out to the Tothones there. They popping. We also gonna turn the event into an after party. So they're okay. Because God has brought something to my attention. There is no cover charge. Okay, people.
Yes.
There is no cover charge. Come in, have fun, enjoy. We will be having a camera on the audience. If you guys will, instead of doing the chat here, you guys will be able to say your comments on mic live about how you feel about said topic or whatever.
Yeah, that is so dope.
And again, we're going to turn it into an after party afterwards, so stay, jam out with us.
Anybody need a ride, let me know.
There you go. We will be there. The podcast will be from 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. And by the time we move things around about 10 p.m., we'll be ready to rock out and jam out the night. And y'all have a couple of drinks, nice atmosphere, nice place.
I'm so excited.
And have fun. And shout out to the girls that'll be coming up. I'm going to get in on the phone with you, Goddess, and you two ladies at the same time.
Yay!
Even if I create a text group chat for us, we'll do that and get everything started. And have some fun.
I'm so excited.
So again, thanks everyone for tuning in tonight.
Yes,
thank you guys.
Thank you.
Again, we will be back next week. And for those individuals who will be around tomorrow, y'all want to chill, the Jeff Shear Show will be back tomorrow live, 5 p.m. So tune into that. And his show is Current Events with a Twist. So he talks about, a lot of things that are happening now in the news, hot topics, but he puts his little flavor on it.
All right. Definitely funny to watch, Jeff. All right, guys. Thank you so much again for tuning in to this week's edition of Grown Talk with Goddess. We'll see you next week, 7 o'clock. Bye.